Hi everyone, here I've got my sweet Hope here. She hasn't been feeling very well, so we brought her inside and we've been treating her. We think that it's likely that she had some sort of egg issue and an egg burst inside her and she got an infection from it, so we're currently treating her for that. Since I've got her inside, I figured I would show everyone my setup for my infirmary that I have here. So what I use for this infirmary inside is a baby playpen, and this guy is really easy to take down, put up, super easy to fold. It's got this nice door here that you can see. I can open that up and easily go inside there if I need to change the mats or get to the ducks, or if I've got different situations where I want the ducks to be able to kind of see out better, I can keep that door open for them to kind of view out and look at us. Just sort of depends on what's going on. Under this playpen, I've got a couple different dog mats. I've got these white ones on top here, and I've got these kind of larger brown ones underneath that you can see. I really like these. I've never had any issues with them having water go through or anything like that. I've never found anything underneath. They work super well absorbing the water. I was a little worried in the beginning about it possibly smelling because hadn't used them before. Before I had used straw and shavings. Straw, while it's really nice and soft on their feet, it really smells when you have it inside, especially when it gets wet from the water that the ducks can splash around. Shavings, they don't smell really that much, but they're a little bit harder on their feet because it kind of compacts, especially when it's a long period of time the ducks are on it. It can sometimes cause some sores to their feet, so I'm not a really big fan of the shavings either. So I decided to try out these mats a while back, and I have really loved them. They don't really smell that much. They also, a huge perk during times like this where I'm treating Hope, I can see her droppings here, so I can actually watch them, as right now I am paying attention to what they look like. You can kind of see in the back there, they're a little greenish tint to them. And that's basically telling me she's not eating enough, and I can tell she's not eating just by seeing her, what she's doing. But I'm looking for her to have proper droppings, and you just can't really see that well in either the straw or the shavings. So these really help with that. The only downside to these is you do have to change them out quite frequently and wash them. Whereas with the straw shavings, if I had kind of a dirty spot, I could kind of just throw some extra shavings on in a spot rather than really doing a big old cleanup, kind of depending on what the mess was. And then on top of this bedding here that I have, I've got this chloroplast here that you can see. You can get this really at any sort of hardware store. And I just use this basically as a way to prevent when they fling stuff or poop that it doesn't go through any of these holes that you see in the playpen here. So that is just there for that. Then I have her water over here. This is just a standard water that I made out of a container. I really don't like the ones that you can buy in stores, because the ducks can't dip their heads in it, and that's really important for keeping their eyes and nares clean. You can see there's a tint to this water right now. It's got vitamins in there to help her, so when she drinks, she'll also be getting some nutrients. Underneath that, I have a guinea pig litter pan. Now, when I first bought that, I thought I was going to use it for my ducklings in my brooder setups, but the edge here that you can kind of see, that white edge, it's a little bit too sharp and hard on their feet, and so it doesn't work really well for ducklings. So I use a smaller waterer for when I use my when I'm growing up my ducklings. But for adult ducks, it actually works really well. It collects the water underneath there, so there isn't a big mess. It keeps the area much drier. It's easy just to take apart and clean. So it works really well in a setup like this for like when I've got Hope in here. So I really actually like it for that. So it didn't work out for ducklings, but it works really great for the older ducks. Then I also have a dog food bowl that I have here. It's got a bunch of crumble in it. I prefer to use the crumble when they're sick because the ducks prefer it. They're more likely to eat the crumble than they are their typical pellets. I think partly it has to do with the fact that it's much easier for them to eat and digest. And so that makes it easier on them. And then they're more likely to eat and kind of get back to a healthy weight. So this is my basic infirmary setup that I have here. And I do, like I said, I do kind of use this also for my ducklings, but I use a slightly different setup. I have links down below for all the different items here that I use, so you can go check those out. If you found this video helpful, please consider pecking that like button. Hope really appreciates the support. And if you want to see more content like this, subscribe. You can also check us out on Instagram. And that's it for this one. Spread those wings and keep on quacking.